All right. Good afternoon on this lovely June 29th, 2025 edition of our show. This is Discussions from the Otherhood. I'm Penelope Flynn. I'm here with James, Otto, Nikki, Cranston, Sonia, and today we're going to be discussing the 100 best films since 2000. That was from the listing done by the New York Times. But before we get started on that, we will talk about the weather. And James, you are top center. How is the weather in New York City?
Okay, right now it's 89 degrees and it's sunny, and there's a warning or alert about air quality, which has been a problem for the last close to maybe almost, I guess, going on 2 weeks now.
What's going on?
No, it's just that New York being a dense area, I guess we have like our version of smog,
Hmm.
and then it's humid and just it's just horrendous.
Wow. Well, I hope that it gets better for you all. But 89 is not bad considering that some of us, our 89 feels like 90s. So I'm glad
Well,
that,
what is the when you say that, Penelope? People say that temperature, but what does it feel like temperature?
yeah. Do you get a
Uh,
feel like temperature?
okay, to me, again, being the grumpy old man that I am, I don't even go by that. It is what it is. Stop with the, oh well, it's 50 degrees, but it feels like 51 and a half, and
Mm,
come on.
okay.
Who started that anyway? I want to know.
But
I
I
st-
think it's
I
very
Humid
started
and
it.
interesting.
high humidity.
But I think it's interesting though you talk about people that feels like. But I think even that is something that's so relative. You say it feels like to who? Some people can take very very cold temperatures. Some people take very very hot temperatures. So so it feels like that. It really is really subjective, isn't it?
That's
Yeah, I
true.
mean, I mean, I saw a couple of days ago going to the store in the heat. It was a gentleman in a down jacket, hooded down jacket, wearing a mask, and it was like
Hmm.
that's when it was like 90 that day, and
Well, he was crazy.
But he's
yeah,
committing crimes, so that's different.
He was
He's
crazy.
committing
yeah,
He was
crimes.
crazy and probably stealing though.
Yeah, he's committing crimes. That's it. That's all. Don't worry. You're
well,
fine.
I
A
mean,
friend of
he
mine,
in his own world.
Hmm.
a friend of mine whose husband said, who was a psychologist, said that people with schizophrenia do not process heat the way people who don't have schizophrenia do. So, if you see somebody dressed like that in the summer, or somebody walking around and it's 35 degrees and they're wearing shorts and a t-shirt, they have mental issues, and you do want to stay on the other side of the street from them.
Okay.
Okay.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Forewarned is forearmed. All right.
yeah.
All right. And how about you, Sonia? How's your weather?
It's actually quite nice here today. It's about 75, feels about that. Nice and sunny. We've survived the 91, feels like 95 and 100. So,
All right.
and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So,
That's good.
yeah.
It's puppy dogs and lollipops.
Some rainbows.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
Rainbows.
go. All
Hmm.
right. Okay. And so, how
It's
about
finally
you?
summer. Yeah, it's finally summer.
Yeah. How about you,
You went,
Nikki? How's it going?
It's 80 something degrees outside, partly cloudy, but it feels well. I don't know how it feels outside. I'm not gonna lie. I've been inside and with the air and the fan on,
All
but
right.
it's out there.
The
What a
weather is
wonderful,
out there.
what a
Yeah, it's
wonderful
out there.
exist, what a wonderful existence.
What?
Yeah.
To be living
She's
in
looking
the
at, she's looking out the window, telling me what the temperature is.
air
I'm not even
conditioning.
looking. No, I'm not even looking out the window, Otto. I'm just telling you the temperature and what it looks like.
All right. Okay. And Cranston, how is Jacksonville?
We have been in the lower to mid 90s all week with scattered rain. They'll say it's going to rain, but they don't tell you where. And so you call somebody on the other side of town and they say, no, it's nothing over here or nothing over there. And you hear thunder rumbling where you are. So,
Oh, so we're the lucky ones. We get
oh,
it
yeah.
today. All right. And I guess Otto, you're the last one. How about the weather?
I'm last and certainly least. So the weather is what is it, like noon, and so it's like
Yeah.
91, and it feels like 95. And
Yeah.
so at a certain point, I agree with James. At a certain point, it doesn't matter. I mean, when you get
Mhm.
up in the upper 90s like that,
It doesn't
it doesn't matter.
matter.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm on fire. Well, how much of you are on fire? All of me is on fire. All of me.
All right. So now we've got through our weather and we're going to get straight to it, which is this list that was produced by the New York Times. And it is entitled, just in case somebody wants to go look it up and follow along, it is entitled The 100 Best Movies of the 21st Century. And but I mean, the one thing, because my first argument about it is they start in the year 2000, and we know that the 21st century doesn't start till 2001 because the zero is the last year
Mhm.
of the
That's
previous
a
century.
Jeopardy. That's a
Yes.
famous Jeopardy question. It always gets people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. So it should have started 2001, but they started in 2000. But I think that if they started 2000, they would have been us 2001. There would have been a lot less films, or maybe a lot worse films, that would have been included on this list because I think it was definitely lacking as it is. So we'll get started. And the first film, and they have going from 100 to 1, is Superbad, Greg Mottola's 2007 film. And this made somebody's top 100. And I'm not going to go through and read
Now,
everybody's
how should we
rationale.
respond? Number one, Penelope, there's 100 films that you're going through. So got to crunch it up, right, to go through them all. And
It'll
then
be
number
fast. It'll
and
be
then number
fast.
two, the thing is that how do we respond to these movies on this list? We said just simple no,
Yeah, we say no, and if anybody says yes, it should have made it, you can just tell us why. Um, Number one, of course, at the 100 they have is super bad.
no,
It is no, um, completely no. Is there anybody here that thinks super bad should be yes? And if you don't remember super bad, it's they say their little summary is every generation gets its defining teen comedy for the 21st century. That's super bad. The script by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg about pals named Seth, Jonah Hill, and Evan, Michael Sarah, trying to get laid before they graduate high school. So stupid white boy
well,
movie stuff.
the thing is
So,
about
you
it,
know, mhm.
it sets the tone.
Yep,
No, it sets the tone.
yep,
This whole list is a bunch of white men and white boys, or white men reliving their adolescent existence, and that's, to me at least, that's my. So I
yeah,
say no, no.
no. And also, it's not interesting. Um, and this film was put up by Julianne Moore. She voted for this. I do not know why, but she did that. Also, it has Michael Sarah in it, so it is going to be like 9 times out of 10. If Michael Sarah is in anything, I'm probably going to hate it. So there we go. So, I mean, it takes a lot for me to get past something with Michael Cera in it and say I like it. For instance, Arrested Development, which I liked, but yeah, but it's you're gonna be really good, the Michael Cera in your film for me to like it. The next one they have here is a Bong Joon-ho 2005 film, Memories of Murder. I do not recall seeing it. I'm gonna have to go through and check online like IMDb and see where it's playing, but this is a Korean police procedural, which I do generally love Korean police procedurals. I just don't recall seeing this one. But it came up as number 99, and I'm going to reserve judgment on it because I haven't seen it. But because I do like Korean police procedurals, I'm going to give it a pass. Um, Anybody
Okay,
have
I'm
mhm.
going to say that I think the reason a lot of these films on this list is because there was something subsequent that these directors did that people like, and they just threw something else they did on there because of that. Because I
Yeah,
see a lot
agreed.
of repeats on there. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would definitely get into that when we start hitting those. Number 98 is Grizzly Man by Werner Herzog, which would make my list. because it is so incredibly Werner Herzog. I don't know if anybody else has seen Grizzly Man, but it's a documentary regarding that I guess naturalist, I guess he would call himself, that would like go out and try to live with the grizzly bears and living with the bears, and they're so wonderful and nice, but then makes a mistake and interacts with a grizzly bear who is sick for whatever reason. They're ill, and it kills him and eats him. And Werner Herzog, of course, you
I,
know, travels, the course of what it was that happened in this guy's life. And then at the end of the film,
no,
because
no,
the guy,
wait a minute. Say that because
okay,
this is
somebody may not have
this is
seen it.
yeah, and this is a film that I would recommend to our dear friend James, based on the fact that he laughed at the birds pecking at the children in Alfred Hitchcock's Birds.
No,
He would li- he would like this film. He would like it.
anything by Werner Herzog, I approve of.
Yeah.
Yep, you would definitely
pretty
approve of
much.
this one.
Oh well, yeah. If the protagonist gets chewed up at the end, yeah, why not?
Well, let me put it this way. This is Werner Herzog. This is I am playing the recording of the grizzly bear eating the man, eating the husband, and I'm playing it for the wife. She's hearing it for the very first time.
Yep.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah, Werner Herzog.
Now,
Yeah,
the question
gotta
is,
love him.
does that make this a backdoor snuff film if you do that, though?
I don't know, but because Werner Herzog does it, it makes it very interesting. So, I mean, he is detailed sprockets, from Saturday Night Live. Let's face it. That guy he's out there, but he believes in making film. He believes in doing it his own way. He doesn't believe in film school. And so he says, I'm in film school. Cordy said, well, that,
And you
he
hear
said,
the
well,
guy,
that's
you
shame.
hear the guy yelling and he's screaming. He's been eaten by the grizzly, and then Herzog got the camera on the wife, and she's hearing it for the very first time.
Yeah, that's kind of maniacal. But
Okay.
still, I see it would make my list because of the audacity, that he shows in making a film like this. I mean, just the audacity of it all, and to do it in such a way that is just very, what do you call it? Just like straight faced, to put this thing out there. So yeah, it would make my list. So that's it. And after Grizzly Man, we come up on Alfonso Cuarón's 2013 film Gravity, which I liked. I don't know if it made my list, but it would be close. I thought it was very interesting filming that was
Yeah.
done on Gravity, and
Yeah.
for that reason, I would definitely say yeah.
Yeah.
But with regard to I don't know. Does anybody else have any opinions regarding Gravity?
No,
Yeah.
I saw it and I liked it. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, would it make your top 100?
That's a hard. I don't know. I would have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, and
I
that's the
think
thing.
they made it in there more for the technical work they
Yes.
did, the technical
Yes.
details, and not necessarily always for the story.
Exactly. I agree. And I think technically it was very interesting. The way they did it, the work that was done. I thought that was really kind of cool. Um, and I mean, we don't know what actually happens to her, in the end, but still very good. I mean, I thought it was a very interesting film. I
Yeah.
liked it. I liked the
I,
visuals a
yeah.
lot. Um, but that's my take
No,
on it.
I like the, I don't know what we call it, the dream sequence or the
Yeah,
hallucination sequence.
yeah, those are very interesting, weren't they?
Yeah.
I thought they did an interesting job on it. That I thought Sandra Bullock did a good job. I thought George Clooney. I know. George Clooney in his very limited role was, did okay, but he's on my, what list for, quite a while. It's gonna be a long time, before I can look at him and say his name,
Good night
without.
and good luck.
Yeah, that's about how it should be. But my relationship with him is good night and good luck. Um, so I mean, for those of us who've seen it, is anybody had not seen this film before? Gravity.
I don't remember seeing it.
Okay, yeah,
I've never seen it.
It's
Yeah.
worth a look.
Yeah, it really is. It really is an interesting, a visual film of what happens, when you are on a spaceship, space shuttle, that everything goes wrong. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and I thought they did a really good job of having you feel that, anxiety and everything that went on with what happened to them. I just thought it was very well done. So that's me in this film. Anybody else gonna say have anything to say about
Mm.
this film? Nothing. Nothing for nothing, as James would say. No. All right. Then let us continue. The next film that they have on their list, if I can get over to it, is Black Panther. I mean, understand they have Black Panther as number 90 effing 6 on this list.
Same thing I said. My first major complaint with this list, especially if you get down toward number one, I kept saying
Hmm.
this one ranked higher than Black Panther.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I find myself saying that many times. You got to be kidding me.
Now you understand why I don't pay attention to lists.
Absolutely, because this list, I think, is really a bunch of hinky. I just do not see how something like Black Panther comes in below like every other film that came in above it. I mean, I cannot, and there's no film that came in above Black Panther that I thought was better than Black Panther. Not
Well,
one.
put it this way: the top 20 have to be hell of a good films.
Yeah,
Okay.
but think about this. We're only at number 95.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and number
Yeah.
95 is called The Worst Person in the World. I've never seen it. I don't know what it is. Has anyone seen this film before?
Mm.
Hmm.
Directed by Joachim Trier.
Nope.
No, it's a 2021 film, and I've never heard of it. So there you go. I don't know. Now, number 4 is Minority Report. And I would have to say Minority Report would make my list because visually it really put out there a lot of things that I'd never seen before. It told a cohesive story. The acting was believable. It was a good story, a good just a good film. And I think if you had 100 films, it's 94. It might make 94 on my list as well.
But it wouldn't be above Black Panther.
No, Black Panther is way lower than it should be on any list. This is ridiculous. There's no film above Black Panther that should be above Black Panther on this list. Not one. So I would say yes to Minority Report. Anybody say no to Minority Report?
I saw parts of it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, number 93 is Michael Clayton. So I'm going to eat my words right quick about George Clooney because I think that Michael Clayton absolutely deserves to be on the list. It is an excellent film. I really enjoyed it. I mean, basically, it shows you just how effed up people can be. And when you are, and who it is you put your faith in, and what it is that you're looking for in life, it's like you better really get your act together. You know, get your act together with the people that you surround yourself with, because you'll be very shocked at the things that they will do to you in order to not even just to protect themselves, but for them to ascend. I mean, they don't even care that they got so much more than you do right now. To get more, they will jack you up. And that's what this is all about. So, absolutely, Michael Clayton does make my list. Anybody else see Michael Clayton and maybe not agree?
Well, Michael Clayton makes the list, but then they should have included Up in the Air too.
I liked Up in the Air, but not as much as I liked Michael Clayton. I did like it, but just not as much as I like because Michael
Mhm.
Clayton was woof. I just
I don't
like
think
the
I don't think Up in the Air belonged on 100 list.
yeah, I like it, but yeah, it's just not like it's not the same for me. But I did think it was a good film, and I think it really again we talk about people who are you know strivers trying to get the job, keep
It's
the
not better
job.
than Black Panther though.
No, not better than Black Panther. And I liked Up in the Air because this concept, that you can just go in and tell somebody, well, you're fired, and don't figure that there's going to be fallout from that. And there are people like him in the character in Up in the Air who had who realized that this is a an art to telling people probably one of the worst things that they'll ever be told in their lives. That this job that you go to where you spend time more with these people than you do with even your own family, that they're cutting you off, you know? And it's not just about money, I think. It's also about the relationships you forged and that the routine that you become used to. Basically, it's like killing you, you know? So it was a very interesting film. I really liked it. But I don't think it'll make my top 100, but I really liked it. Here, number 191, Fish Tank. So I ask you all who are the cinema files. I have never seen this, I don't think. And it's a movie they say about adolescent girls. You know, it's raw and daring. Andrea Arnold's story concerns a girl, Katie Jarvis, who desperately wants to be a hip hop dancer, a pursuit her mother's new boyfriend, Michael Fassbender, encourages. But really, the film is about her awakening passions, sexual and familial, and more, and the ways in which this seemingly tough girl is achingly vulnerable.
Nope.
So they, so
Uh,
I
uh,
just,
Madam Chairman, I vote present.
Yeah. Nah. That's
yeah, that's
okay.
it, huh? That's it.
Let's keep moving, man. No.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Has anyone else ever seen that film?
No.
And
Nope.
I mean, and consider the source that it was voted on by Lena Dunham. So consider the source.
Double no.
Yeah. Um, the next film is Francis Ha, directed by
No.
Noam
Huh?
Baumbach. It's
Huh?
directed by Francis Ha,
Huh?
directed by Noam Baumbach in 2013. I do not know this film at all, but
Nope.
they're saying before Greta Gerwig struck out on her own to make Lady Bird, the first sign of her ascension was Frances Ha, which she co-wrote with the director Noah Baumbach.
Nah.
Gerwig also stars as Frances, a woman in her late
I'm gonna be
20s,
like I'm
that's
gonna be
holding
like
on to
what
her
you
youth
call.
in a way that's both irrepressibly joyful and deeply immature.
I'm gonna be like
Okay.
Oscar people. If I ain't
Mm,
seeing no, you don't get no vote.
Okay. The next film is Interstellar. It's number 89 with it's a Christopher Nolan film from 2014, starring Matthew McConaughey. Um, I and I'm going to tell you, Otto said we saw this movie. I do not remember this movie,
Really?
which is not good because
Yeah, and that's the
I
reason
don't
why it doesn't
remember
belong
it.
on the list. That's why it don't belong on the list because you saw it and don't even remember seeing it.
Do you remember this movie? Anybody else remember this film?
I
Yeah,
remember.
very well.
I,
Yeah.
I remember hearing about it, but dang.
So do you think it makes the list, Cranston?
It makes the list, and I would rate it higher than this, but not higher than Black Panther.
Yes. So what is this one that was like? I think it was like a time thing, a time loop or something. Not Looper. I know that's not Looper, but like there's a time loop in it, kind of like he goes and he comes back and his children are grown or something or something. I
Well,
don't know.
no, he knows that the children are going to be grown because of a time dilation, and it's
Mm-hmm.
about the choices that you make. Do you try to save everybody's children while abandoning your own children? And then there's a twist in the middle that I won't spoil for the people that don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shows how this grand plan is not what they thought it was going to be.
Mm. Okay, then I
And
might
then,
put on my list to try to see it then.
yeah,
So that it's a movie about time travel.
not really. No, it's just it's a time. What is they're going linearly in time, but it's just because of they're going through a wormhole.
Mm-hmm.
An hour in the gravity well of the wormhole. 20 years pass for everybody not in the wormhole.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay, cool. I'll try it. And if you think it should definitely make the list, then I am gonna give it a looky loo. All
yeah.
right, the next thing we have is called The Gleaners and I. I do not know this film. It's directed by Agnès Varda in 2001. Does anyone know this film? It is French New Wave.
I vote
Kind
present.
of Anybody else have any opinion regarding this film, or have they ever seen it or heard of it even? Because I have to admit, I had never heard of it. And I know some of these films, maybe art films, etc. But I usually know some art films. I just don't know this one.
I've never seen nor heard of that one,
Yeah,
Penelope.
neither. All right, so let's keep moving to number 87, which is The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which I say is Peter Jackson's film for 2001, that it makes my list.
I would be surprised if it didn't make
Well, it does
the
not make
list.
Otto's list. Otto said absolutely not. He did not like the Lord of the Rings films
Yawn,
Why? Why?
because he slept through
yawn.
them. He slept through them, he says.
Okay, let me ask you this, Otto. Are you Russian or are you dragon?
Well, listen, listen. I rather watch the Rankin Bass animated version than watch this 3 hour mess of overeating that causing me to overeat a box of popcorn. No, no.
Okay, all right.
I kind of agree with Otto. I mean, they're well made and well acted and all of that, but I just have never been a Lord of the Rings fan in any form. So,
I
Really?
mean, I'm not really a Lord of the Rings fan either, but yeah, I put it on the list
It's a
and
good
keep
place to take a nap.
All right, y'all. Okay. Well, number
good point.
86 is Past Lives, directed by Celine Song in 2023. I like the film a lot. I don't know if it would make my list, depending how long my list was. I do like the film. I don't know if it would make my top 100, but I really did like it. It is a relationship film about a young man and woman, and they're, beginning in their teens, 12, 13 years old, and they are like little boyfriend, girlfriend, but her family leaves to the United States, and then they eventually meet up again 20 years later, and the discussions they have about their relationships, about the relationships people have. I guess if you are Buddhist and you are living in a world where reincarnation is a possibility, and how it is that we are related to the people that we are with in this life, and then how we're related to them past lives and possibly future lives, and basically what it is that you do in this life. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't
Sounds
know if
like
it
a
made my top
very
100.
yeah. It sounds like a very tender film that I'm not interested in seeing. So I
Okay.
would say no.
Okay, he said no. He said that. And I'm trying to see on here who it was that um voted for it, and I don't see who's voted for it, but it's a very good film. I don't know if it will make my top 100, but I do like the film. Moving on to number 85, which is Anchorman: The Legend of Ron
Oh
Burgundy.
hell no.
Now, no, just I would not have voted for this film. I only saw like a little bit of the film, but I think if I
That's
was
a
going to pick a
joke.
comedy, this is not the comedy I would pick.
That's a joke,
Well,
right?
well. Well. This escalated quickly. Um, get it, get it.
Yes, yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No,
Uh,
I enjoyed it. It was
but,
funny.
Oh
but
my
I
would it
don't
make?
think
God.
But
I
would it
don't.
make?
Alert, 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 Will Robinson. No.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. But I mean, this makes your list though. Does it make your top 100, or is it just a film that's good that you like?
No, it's just again. I don't deal with lists. It was just a film. It was just an okay film. I wouldn't recommend it because some people can't get the some people can't get the humor of it. And
Mhm.
then also there's a part in it that I would probably get in trouble with people. The part with was it Jack Black?
Hmm.
With the dog.
You
Um,
know, I'm not a big Jack Black fan. He's only been a few things that I like. So with Jack Black being anything right then, that's like I'm turning for the door. Somebody gonna if you want me to come back in here, bring me
well,
back.
well,
Turn for
well,
the door.
see, here's the thing with these movies. Some of these movies are what they call tentpole movies, like Lord of the
Mm-hmm.
Rings.
Absolutely.
Um, the movie that you mentioned about reincarnation, that's something you really, really got to be in. How can I say a literary mood to
Yeah.
watch?
Yeah. Probably.
You know what I'm saying? And Anchorman, it was. I guess it's on that list because it was popular and because of Will Ferrell. You know.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, I like Will Ferrell a lot, but I
Yeah.
just say this would not probably make my top 100 films, even though I really like Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Well, I think that he was with that film. It was him that kept the film together. You
Yeah,
know.
but he carries the entire film.
Yeah.
You know,
Which he
it's
tends to do. You know.
yeah, and right. I think anybody else think that that makes their top 100.
No.
Mm-mm. I mean, it okay. It would not make my top 1,000. Okay, so let's put it that way. Even though I would laugh at it, it would not be something I
Yeah.
pick. I mean, I think about this. How do I decide what makes this film or not? It's like I think about my top 100 films. Like if I had to live for eternity, and all I would get to see is the films that I have on my list. I say, here's my list, and these are the only films I get to see for eternity. Okay,
Or or
or they stopped like a carousel, and they
or or
like
or
what's that game you call it? Musical chairs. Like they stop on one of
right.
these things that's on the 100 on my list, and I have to watch that for eternity. So
Well,
that's
well,
how I think about it. Like if I don't want to watch this
It
thing for eternity, it's not making the list.
or
is was
you
it?
look at you could look at it like this. Your house is on fire,
Mm-hmm.
and you have actual hard copies of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Which say 20 hard copies of these movies would you grab and run? You know, before the house burned down.
I grabbed this and Porky's.
Thank you. Thank
Hmm.
you, Otto. Moving along. Number 84 is Melancholia with Kirsten Dunst. It's a Lance von Trier 2011 film that makes my list.
Okay, I vote present, and the
Have you even
title.
seen it?
No, I just vote present, and actually the title is starting to how I feel about this list.
Okay. Has anyone else seen Melancholia?
Hmm.
That's all.
No.
No. Okay. Well, one of the things about the film, it is of course apocalyptic. It is an end of the world type of film, and the word. I mean, the name of the film comes from the fact that the musical score is what is it? Is it a Wagner uh music that they have playing throughout? And it is really a very interesting, very depressing type of film with Kiefer Sutherland, Kirsten Dunst, Alexander Skarsgård. It really is a very
Yeah, it's
I don't want
not
to say sad, but boy, it
not
is
Penelope, not depressing enough for me.
okay, not depressing enough. Because these are the songs. Some comes from what is it, Tristan and Isolde.
Yep.
So
Oh, okay,
yeah, a
all
lot of
right.
the music is from Tristan and Isolde. Melancholia
Yeah, I
is
need
a
more.
piece. Yeah, but he likes things much more worser. But it's I thought it was excellent. I enjoyed it. It would make my top 100.
Okay,
And
well, if the film was based on that piece by Wagner, I would be open to to watch it. Just right,
yeah,
not right now, no time soon, though.
sure. I understood. Right
You give me
now,
about a
yeah.
year.
Now,
He don't want to. He don't want to be sad.
yeah. Now, this next film, number 83, is called Inside Llewellyn Davis, which I have never seen, but this is supposed to be an Ethan and Joel Cohen film for 2013. Has anyone seen this before?
Hmm.
No,
Nope.
I have
no.
not seen it. I can't make any type of representation since I've never seen it. And in fact, the first time I heard of it was when I saw this list.
No.
So I know nothing of it.
But
Number
I like the
82,
Coen brothers that are giving them a pass for anything they do. But
not me, because I understand the Coen brothers sometimes put out some garbage. So you got to be real careful with what you do with the Coen brothers. Be careful with that. So I'm not, like you said, I'm going to be James on this one. I'm going to abstain and say, yes, Madam Chair, I'm present, and that's it. And I'm going to try to watch it and see whether or not it's worthy of being put on this list, because I have no idea. The next thing, number 82, because we'll try to get through quickly, is Act of Killing. And this is supposed to be a documentary by Joshua Oppenheimer that was produced in 2013 again. and it's about the perpetrators of the Indonesian mass killings of 1965 and 66.
Number one, I think documentaries should not be on the list because those are not films to me.
Understood.
They're just like watching. To me, they're like watching 2020 or a PBS American Experience. Number one,
hmm
and then number two, a lot of these movies nobody probably has seen, so we should cut right through them.
hmm All right. What I'm going to say though, in this one, this particular film, the quote that they have regarding it is by Chiwetel Ejiofor, the actor, and he says, "What Joshua Oppenheimer achieves is a completely profound meditation on guilt. The human cost on the people themselves who did these killings is so fascinating." So maybe this is a film that we should put in our pockets and take a look at um, later. But I think it's very, very interesting.
Yeah,
That
I don't think documentaries should wind up
Yeah, I
on
know.
the
You
film
said,
list.
and you indicated that when we were talking about the Grizzly Man, that you thought that
Oh,
it
except for
should
that
not be
one.
included, because it was a documentary. All right, number 81, Black Swan, which was directed by Darren Aronofsky, 2010. Does anybody have any opinions regarding Black Swan? I mean, I've seen it, and it is a very interesting film. I don't know if it make my top 100. Maybe if I ran out of other things, it might
Yeah, it would
sneak
be on
onto the
there for
bottom.
me. Yeah, it would be on there for me. Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting film, very well done. Uh, Half the time, we don't know whether we're in dream state or whether this is real or what is this happening. Even the ending, I'm not sure what the heck happened.
Yeah.
So, it's very, I mean, I think that it is a film in my mind that is about arrested development, you know, of being caught in this trench of wanting to be like this prima ballerina, to have this role as Black Swan, which requires more from this dancer than she has ever given to a role before, because the emotions required to dance this particular role are feelings that have basically been repressed because of her desire to be a dancer, which I think makes her to some point rejecting of issues of sexuality and sex and being, in that woman's body. And it's just very interesting. I thought
Okay.
it
Okay,
was
Professor, you have to speed it up now.
okay, okay.
Okay, I really don't need that. I'll just go back and watch
Okay.
the red shoes.
No, that's not the same
Who
thing.
got red
Anyway,
shoes on?
the red shoes, no, this is not the same thing. We don't have any Danny Kaye or anybody in that. Just stop.
No,
Move
Danny
on.
Kaye wasn't in the red
Who's in
shoes.
the red shoes?
That
Red
was
shoes.
yeah, red shoes. That was
The Pope.
no, it was foreign film.
Oh,
Came
I thought you were talking
Britain.
about the other one.
You talking about the ballerina thing?
Right,
Right,
right.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There you go.
Okay. We have number 80, Volver by Pedro Almodovar in 2006. I do not remember seeing this film, though I thought that I may have seen it. But this is voted for by Pamela Anderson. And,
The
it's a death,
Baywatch, Pamela Anderson.
guess so. It's a death resurrection, family bonds, and an electrifying performance by Penelope Cruz make up this gem um, of a, what do you call it?
Well, I
Make
know.
up,
That's everything I need to know.
Yeah, that's moving right along.
okay, fine. All right. The next thing is number 79, The Tree of Life, Terrence Malick, 2011. They call this an ambitious subject matter, and I did not see this. I had no interest in seeing this. Did anybody else see this film?
Mm.
Nah, you can keep
Nope.
moving.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. 78, After Sun, Charlotte Wells in 2022. And it is supposed to, I guess, be about a man and his daughter taking a vacation to Turkey and how they see it in retrospect. That's what I read this to mean. I'm not so sure.
Oh my God.
No.
Was
Now
it
give me
nec-
Grizzly Man
was,
again.
was it necessary to make that film? Did they
Yeah,
have?
well, I do not know. So there we go. But I don't see it now. Number seven.
Next.
Okay, and did anybody else see that film? Anyone see it?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right. Number 77 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I saw the film. I really enjoyed the film. And I've got to say this, as much as I really liked the film and parts of the film, it may not make my top 100. I thought it was very interesting. Thought it was very good. I thought Michelle Yao did a wonderful job, but I'm
Okay.
not sure if it will make my top
One of
100.
the most overrated films of the last 20 some years.
I
Okay.
just know that I heard a lot of positive. Maybe it is overrated. I don't know. But initially, everybody was praising it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good film. It is not a bad film, but it
Yeah, I
doesn't
know it's
make my top
overrated.
100.
It's like it's nowhere, no place, nowhere. I don't want to see no. I don't want to see a film again.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's no.
Uh, Now
It's
coming in, yeah, coming in above that because I'm gonna move on is number 76. Those of us, I mean, who did not see that film? Everywhere, everywhere at once. Everybody
I've
saw.
I
I've
never
not seen
seen
it
it.
all the way through.
that
Okay.
tells you that just tells you how much the son you can't even get through the damn film.
No, it's not that I can't get through. It's
Oh my
just
God,
TV acting up.
Sonia, your thing is
This
so
was
loud.
technical
I
stuff.
think I'm going to yeah. It is so loud. It's oh my God.
I've never seen it, nor have I
Yeah.
heard of it.
Nikki, like, what the hell? I don't even think.
I am. I'm
Okay.
mad that we're gonna go all the way to number one with
We're
all this
almost
stuff.
done. We're getting out there. Okay, number 76.
Hurry
Oh,
the hell up
okay.
and get
This
this.
okay. This is what I said. Oh, brother, we're out thou by Ethan Cohen and Joel Cohen, the year 2000. And I say this should not be on the list
No, you know
at all.
the only true thing
At
about that
all.
film. I
Hmm.
saw that film. The only true thing about that film is the
Hmm.
first part. We say, "Oh brother,"
I mean, yeah, I think
it's
that
a piece of
because it's
trash.
Joel and Ethan Cohen that it got a lot of views, a lot of positive press and
It's a piece of
critics and
garbage.
stuff.
Take
Is
my
that
word
But
for
why
it.
they started the list at 2000 instead of 2001 like they should have?
I have no idea because it
It
really
could
shouldn't have been on
be.
the list.
It could be.
Yeah,
Very,
it's not
very,
that good.
very good point. Because it's a
I
piece
Yeah.
of garbage.
I saw it and I wasn't impressed. So
Yeah, it was not their best work, not by
It's like, oh
stretch of the.
brother.
Yeah,
It's like I would
not
walk
even.
out of that film. I would walk out in the middle of that film, and it was an in-flight movie.
Okay, here we go. Number 75, Amor, a Michael Haneke film in 2012. I know some people have heard of it, but I'm just not one of them, which
No.
just goes to show that I'm not
but,
focused on stuff.
that
No.
makes two of us.
I
Yeah.
never. Now,
Three
my
of us.
daughter, yeah, number 74, my daughter said she saw this film called The Florida Project by Sean Baker from 2017. And she said she really liked it. Basically, it's about poor kids, growing up in the, I guess, area in a motel near Disney World. So in the Orlando area. So
I like
she's,
movies about that explore the lives of poor people.
so
So I haven't
maybe,
seen it. I haven't
yeah,
seen it, but I want to check it out.
okay. Okay, this one, number 73, Ratatouille. I
No,
do
hell no.
Brad Bird's
No.
2007 film. I would not have had this on the list.
Get the
Um,
hell out of here.
I just know. I don't even like the
A
plot,
rat.
the
A
concept
rat. You
of a
got
rat
me at
making my
rat.
food.
Okay, I saw it and now I'm seeing that this is definitely a generational list because
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because that is just no, just
It's
no.
a
That
suicide
does not
list.
make 100 top 100 of anything, except for 100 top 100 films that I will not watch ever
Rats.
again.
A
Okay,
rat in your
yeah.
kitchen.
The next one is called Carol by Todd Haynes, 2015. I had this on my list to watch because of Kate Blanchett, who I generally kind of like,
So like
and
Karen to
I
me.
never saw it.
It's like a movie like Karen, like somebody
Yeah,
telling on somebody.
I do not know, but
No.
I didn't see it, and no. All right, number 71, Ocean's 11, Steven
No.
Soderbergh, 2001. I really like the film. It is a great popcorn eating
yeah.
type of film, but I don't know if it would make a top 100 of my favorite films. I really liked it though.
It should not be
Yeah.
on the list.
Even with who in it, I really liked it.
No,
Plus, of course, I found out
I
what it was really all about.
I have a problem with remakes or reboots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a problem with that
Mm-hmm.
as a remake. As the top 100, I
No.
had to get back to you.
Yeah, I
Nah,
really
he'll
liked it,
had to get
but
back to you and never get back to you. Nah.
our number 70, Let the Right One In, Tomas
Oh, absolutely.
Alfredson from 2008. What a great film! It is a
Absolutely. If
great
you haven't
film.
seen that film, see the film.
Yes. And they say, I mean, the way they describe it said, this one is for the outcasts, unfolding for the most part with a chilly sense of calm. Tomas Alverson's drama follows a friendship between a detached boy, Oscar, and his offbeat neighbor, Eli,
Let
who
me say it this
just
way.
might
Let me
be
put it
a
this way.
vampire.
Yeah, let me put it this way. It's shot in like Norway or Sweden or
Hmm.
something, and it's always seems to be dark,
Cold and dark.
cold and dark there, and it's about a vampire. What's not to love?
It said the
It's,
film is tempered, bloody when it needs to be, but sympathetic to the challenges of its lead characters and generous in how it portrays their connection as it pushes the vampire movie in a fresh direction.
yeah,
I agree.
Okay,
check it out.
that's the only thing. I'm glad you said that there's a vampire in it because initially I was like, no, I wouldn't check that out.
Nah, you got it. Nah,
Yeah,
this is
yeah, this is
to me.
very interesting.
To me, this is a must see, man, because it's
Yeah.
all and it's very to me it was depressing too. So
Hmm. Yeah,
it
it
ticks
was.
all the it clicks all the boxes.
What-
Yeah. Number 69, Under the Skin, Jonathan Glazer, 2014. I do not know this film, but it apparently stars Scarlett Johansson, who plays an alien
Yawn.
with a come hither stare that makes men shed their clothes and follow her into a liquid void. Has anyone seen this?
I saw that,
And what do you think of
and
it?
not very much because you don't really know what's going on, and they
Hmm.
kind of try to do it in a cinema verite where a lot of the actors were real people, and they didn't really know what was going on to give it that kind of realism. But
Hmm.
no, I would not put that on the top 100 list.
Okay. Okay, number 68, The Hurt Locker, Catherine Bigelow,
No.
2019, which we all remember. She actually got an Oscar for
Yeah,
Best
she didn't
Director for this
deserve it.
film. Yeah, undeserved, I have to say. This film was not a good film.
This film hurt my damn eyes. That's what hurt.
I mean, has anyone else here seen The Hurt Locker?
Yes.
I've
And,
saw parts of it. That's about it.
how did you feel about it? Those who did see it or parts of it?
Meh.
Meh.
Well, there's a theme that goes through some of these films where it's supposed to be about a life changing event or something like that,
Hmm.
and then you have to wonder about, but does your life really involve those type of things that you would have that you would kind of go to it?
I mean,
And
I look
it's
at this. Yeah, I'm looking at as you say that, Cranston. What came to mind to me after I saw the entire film was this could have been a short story.
hmm
I mean, this did not justify 2 hours of our time to watch this.
Well, that's probably the problem with a lot of these movies. Okay, what was the movie about the father and son going on vacation to Turkey?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, that. Come
That
on,
just make me
do we need
two
two
hours.
hours of that?
2 hours
yeah.
to make me mad. Said, what
Yeah.
the hell is this? I'm going to somebody's house and looking at their vacation pictures. The
Yeah,
hell
I
is this?
don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, I'm going on to number 67, which is entitled Tar, directed by Todd Field in 2022. I have not heard of this, but again, this is a Kate Blanchett film. She plays Lydia Tarr, a virtuosic conductor with perfectly tailored shirts and a hubristic streak that is both her greatest asset and her ultimate downfall. Has anyone else seen this film?
I didn't vote for that. I
Uh,
didn't
didn't
uh,
vote for it.
see
'Cause
it,
I never heard of it.
but the year it came out, it was that was all the rage and everything. I think she got I think it got a lot of Academy Award nominations. So
Oh, huh.
okay, part of it is about her perfectly starched shirts.
Well, I guess they say that establishes, this iconic figure that she
No,
becomes.
no, no, no.
No, I'm
No,
interested
come
in that.
on.
Wait a minute now.
No.
Wait a
I
minute.
open if that's the case, I'll
Is,
open my closet and look at my
No.
is
Wait
this
a
the one
minute
about?
now.
Is this the one where she's the orchestra conductor?
Yes, yes, it is.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you see it?
I didn't. I saw parts of it. I enjoyed what I saw.
Yeah,
But I
I'm gonna give that a
Mhm.
shot because
But what? But what, Sonia? But what?
I didn't have the attention span it needed at the time.
Okay. But do
Sonya,
you at this
Sonya,
point say that if you had the time to put your time to it, would you have done it? Do you think it's something
I
that you
don't know.
recommend?
It might not have been that high, but it might have been on my list.
Okay. Cool.
Sonya
That
don't
makes
be
sense.
finishing movies. That's what.
No, because of stuff that's been happening,
Exactly. She's got a
diverting
lot
my
of
attention.
right. Number 66 is Spotlight, Tom McCarthy's 2015 film regarding the investigation of the priests molesting children, I think starting in Boston.
Yes,
So
that's
I
again on
enjoyed
the
it.
list.
I
Yeah.
liked the film. But what does it make my top 100? I'm not sure.
If I want to see
It
priests
might.
molesting children, I go to my local diocese.
Okay, thank you.
Wait.
Thank you, Otto.
That's not Viola Davis wasn't in that movie, was it?
Yes.
No,
No.
no,
No, but that's not the one that she got that had the one few lines in.
no, that is Doubt.
Okay.
Okay. This
Which, by
is
the way, was some of it was filmed in the Bronx. In fact, I
really.
think that part with was filmed in Parkchester
Mm-hmm.
houses.
Mm. Well, this thing here, Oppenheimer, is number 65 by Christopher Nolan, published in 2023. Very recent. I'm sure we all remember this with the Oscars, etc. And again,
It's
it's
like a
about,
waste of time.
Oppenheimer, the quote unquote father of the atomic bomb. But as we now know, there are many
Excuse
black
me.
people who were involved.
Excuse
Yes.
me. What
Yes.
number are we on? I fell asleep.
65. So
I
say
saw
we
that
got.
movie.
Yeah, and
Sleep.
so the
Huh?
thing is that it's about the Manhattan Project, which we now know through the research we've done. There were many black people involved in this, which I'm sure they didn't even mention in that film or even
No,
show in that
of
film.
course not.
Yeah. So
He did it all by himself.
absolutely, there you go. All right, and so I do not have an opinion except that I
Nah,
don't. It would not make my top 100.
that's what
I
I'm
don't know what.
saying. A lot of these
Yeah,
movies tell the stories of white men and their boyhood and what they did, and
and
you
the
know,
way that they do films, where they exclude any of the efforts or actions of anyone that was not them.
yeah, they're not interested in that.
Yeah, and that's a problem I find a lot of these films. And not
Yeah,
to say we only have a certain amount of time, but if the person did not earn this thing on their own, do not do this garbage where you're saying, well, we just did composite characters. Then why do the composite characters look like the people who actually did the work? For
right.
instance, you see a film like The Right Stuff, but they don't tell you that you got black women there, the human computers that are in there computing, the math to make these ships go. All you see is white men in short sleeve shirts. So
Penelope, I think you need to skip to number 5 because we've been on for an hour.
be quiet now. Let me finish talking. Number 64, Gone Girl. David Fincher, 2014. Gone Girl. Did anybody see it?
Yes,
Does
but
it
I
make
Actually,
the
I
would.
saw it.
list?
There are a
I
lot
still
of
see it.
lists that they should have an honorable mention, and you can put it on there. It would be
Hmm.
for that, but it wasn't that good.
No. I mean,
No,
I saw this film and then I saw the end. I was like, so why did we waste 2 hours of my time for
Ben
this?
Affleck.
I mean, to me, it's just like, what? What? By the time you get to the end. All right, now, number 63, Little Miss Sunshine. I only saw bits and parts of this. I may have seen more, but I don't have recollections of it. But I remember Alan Arkin being in it and that being good. Uh, does anybody have any opinion regarding whether this should be on the list? Steve Carell, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
Steve Carell, Alan
I,
Arkin.
re- I remember thinking that when I saw it, that Abigail was going to be a big star in her own right.
Was
Hmm.
she?
And that's all I remember.
Was she a big
Abigail,
star?
Abigail Breslin. I do not
Yeah.
remember anything else. What else she been in?
Oh, I
Jimmy
can't.
Breslin. I mean Jimmy Breslin. I know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Memento. I'm gonna keep going. It's number 62. This would make my list. Christopher
yeah.
Nolan, 2001. I really like this film a lot. I mean, it was um sad and sad in a horrible way. It just I just don't know. I mean, it's interesting, sad. I don't know what I just heart wrenching. Just wow. That this can happen to someone. So yeah, I like that film. It would make my list.
Yeah.
I'm rushing now because people keep complaining. Number 61, Kill Bill Volume 1, Quentin Tarantino, 2003, Doesn't make the list. Okay, what else? Whiplash, number 16. Damien Chazelle, 2014, does make my list. Anybody else got a thing? And I skipped really quick over Quentin Tarantino's film. Does anybody think that it should have made the list? Kill
Yeah.
Bill?
It did set the tone for a lot of other things that came after it.
Yeah, but those things weren't good either. So, I mean, Kill
No,
Bill,
other than it being overly violent, um, no, I didn't
oh,
have a problem with Kill Bill.
Yeah,
overwrought,
I had a major problem with it.
overwrought,
I had a major
overwrought.
problem with it. What it's trying to do is some white dude is trying to go back to the kung fu movies in the 1970s. You know, the double
Yeah,
features that used to be on 42nd Street and stuff like that, and then try to bring it to a like reboot it. And nah,
and
I seen it.
whitewash it, and whitewash it. Because understand, the only Asian person in that film is Lucy Liu, and they make the bride, what's her face, Uma Thurman, but why was the bride Lucy Liu?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it because of Lucy Liu.
Yeah, but I'm saying that Lucy Liu, and she was quite excellent. But the issue is everything else is like whitewashed. They don't have anybody else in the film that is Asian except for
Well,
Lucy Liu.
see with Quentin, we all know he even admitted that all of these films are based on shit he was watching when he worked in a video store.
And understood and understandable. But everything he saw in the video store at the time he saw it, that all these people that were in these kung fu films were Asian. And it
Yeah,
would have been nice to give some more Asian people, an opportunity to get jobs and be seen and you
And
know.
then to me, the biggest slap in the face would have David Carradine in the damn movie, who took Bruce Lee's spot on Kung
Kung
Fu.
right.
oh
So
well,
you
that's in fact that's another reason why I liked it is because of the fact that we know what happened with ABC back then,
Mm,
and basically, because I mean the TV show Kung Fu wasn't that great. It
mm.
wasn't that great, and it's like for nostalgic
Yeah,
reasons,
maybe.
I was like, okay, they bring this bullshit back now with film and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
okay. I mean, I liked the Kung Fu show when I was a kid. Did not miss it. Did not miss it.
Now
So,
I tell you what the problem I have with the movie is not paying attention to my parents and my kids and whatnot, not paying attention what was going on. Because actually, I put that movie in for us to watch during the holidays on a family
oh my
night.
goodness.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
especially the near the end when she was fighting the crazy eights, and my mother was looking, she was stone faced, and my father was looking like, okay, this is
you put that in for your mother and father to watch.
oh my
yeah,
goodness.
and plus my kids
You
Oh
was
know what? You
God,
sitting
should
there.
not have been drinking that old E while you watched it the first
you
time
made a
around.
mistake.
That was a mistake, man. It
You made a
was.
mistake.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
You should have
okay, now
pulled
was that
that
a,
out. You should pull that out of that VCR DVD.
immediately. Okay, well, number 59 is Tony Erdman, and it was by Marin Ade in 2016. I've never heard of it. Does anyone know anything about this?
No.
Mm.
And I think again, this underscores the statement made by Cranston that people know someone for something that they did later, and then they come back to something they did earlier, and then give it kudos because they're saying nearly
Listen,
a decade before celebrated turns in Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest. The German
yeah,
actress Sandra Hüller co-starred in this dual character study of a tightly wound careerist and her aging prankster father. So I'm thinking because they saw her in later things, they saw her in this thing and just gave it a pass and said, "Oh yeah, this is really great."
they got a
Uh,
film. They got a film on here recommended by Pamela Anderson. That's all.
okay.
Enough said.
Okay. Now
Go
number
ahead.
58 is Uncut Gems by Ben Safdie and Josh Safdie from 2019. This does not make my list. I did not get through the first half hour of it. I am,
If you like the N word, this is the movie for you.
N-word coming out of the mouths of Jewish
Mouth of
people.
Jewish people and white people.
Yeah,
Oh,
then
This is a
yeah,
movie for
okay.
you.
Let's keep moving. Let's
yeah.
keep
So
moving.
no, did not make my list. Goodbye, Uncut Gems. The next film, Best in Show, Christopher Guest from 2000. I do not, I, I don't. I mean, I've heard of it, but I do not remember it.
What
Anybody
number was
else?
it again? What number?
This 57.
Yeah, it should be about middle of the pack. Yeah,
You've seen
it's
it? Did you
it's
Yeah.
like it?
it's a great satire on all those dog and animal shows that are usually shown around the holidays. And
Oh,
the sad fact is that there's more truth in it than satire, but people will have to take it as satire because they don't want to believe that there are people like that out there.
okay. So yeah, that's so you
So
would
I would
would you would
it
you
would be
put it?
middle of the list. Yeah,
Oh,
middle of
you
the
would put
list.
it in
Yeah,
your top 100?
in the middle. Yeah,
Okay.
because it was he. Okay, when Spinal Tap came out, everybody thought it was a fluke. This one was more real than satire, but people
Okay.
had to digest it as satire or they would have revolted.
Okay, the next thing we have is number 56, Punch Drunk Love, another Paul Thomas Anderson film. And I don't know it. It's supposed to be zaniness of a screwball comedy and the earnestness of a romantic drama, um, anchored by a career best performance from Adam Sandler. So I do not know. I mean, again, I have issues.
Which
I cannot see Adam Sandler being in two movies on the top 100 list. So no,
Yeah.
he's been taking a turn more for the dramatic, but I don't know.
He was
Okay,
no.
gonna
well, it
take a turn off a
says
cliff.
Okay,
Well, it
this
says here that he reveals later after
I'm
surprising layers a socially awkward salesman who falls for a timid woman.
I'm like the scientist in the sci-fi movie. This must stop. This must be stopped.
No,
Okay.
Right.
Oh
Keep going. All right. Number
Lord.
55, Inception, Christopher Nolan, 2010.
Yeah.
Absolutely makes my list.
Yeah,
Absolutely makes my list. This deserves a top 100 listing.
yeah.
Yeah. And number 54 is Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo del Toro from
Yeah.
2006.
yeah,
I like the film. I do not know if it would make my top 100.
And there's
Yeah, it
two
does.
movies for him on the list.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like it.
Because
I like it.
people have a tendency to go back to what they like. This particular type of film, this particular director, and nobody can complain about it. They have Borat, number 53, Cultural
No.
Learnings of
No.
America for a benefit glorious nation of
not
Kazakhstan.
better than Black Panther, definitely,
No,
but I
definitely
would
not.
have it like maybe 99.
No.
I have never been
Not
able
even
to
better than the
see all
Black
this.
Mirror. Get out of here. No.
I would put
Okay.
it on the list just for the Rudy Giuliani part. That.
That's
Okay.
true.
All
That's
right.
true.
All right, we have number 52, The Favorite. I've not seen this. It is definitely on my list. I know people who have said that they really liked it, but I really would like to see it. Has anyone had the opportunity to see it? It's
Who's
Yorgos Lanthimos, 2018. Um, it says the Greek auteur Yorgos Lanthimos looks at British history through his own fisheye lens in this cheekily perverted take on the life of Queen Anne,
Oh,
playing here
brother.
as desperate ailing ruler by Olivia Colman in an Oscar-winning performance. The
Okay,
two
you
women
know
compete
what
for
you
ancestral
you, you know
affections.
what you know what
Uh-huh.
some of these pictures need. Some of these pictures in film, some of them
Mm-hmm.
need like a car chase and an explosion somewhere in the
Mm-hmm.
middle of
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. Okay. Okay.
No, brother.
Okay. Moving along. Number 51, 12 Years a Slave, Steve McQueen from
No.
2013. I liked a lot of the film, but I do not think it would make my top 100.
Yeah,
No.
honorable mention.
Yeah.
No. I
Number
ain't trying to do no
50
thing.
is the film Up, Peter Doctor from
No.
2009. And Otto says no, it would not make his top 100. I
That's
like the film. I mean, I think that if I had space at the bottom of my top 100, it might make it. But he says no.
It's
No.
the
Anybody
opening. I
else?
think that people are taken by and stuff.
Right, with him. Yeah, it does have a very good opening.
Yeah.
Quite good opening. And if that lingers, it takes you through the film of everything he does and fails to do. Yeah, I think so. Right. And number 49, Before Sunset by Richard Linklater in 2004. I do not know this film, even though it has Ethan Hawke in it. So what is
No,
this?
I don't know.
It was a thing he had done. It was a series of films. It was before midnight, before sunset. Before that, we followed this couple as it follows them, and like every 5 years they'd get together and do the next installment. So I
Hmm.
think they do it because of the achievement and the quote unquote audacity of it. But
Hmm. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
the audacity.
Hmm. At number 48, The Lives of Others, Florian Henkel von Donnerschmark from 2007. I have never heard of this, but it says, Whom can you trust in circa 1984 East Berlin? The lives of others, friends, neighbors, wayward
Apparently, no
co-workers
one.
are anyone's concern of Florian Henkel von Donnerschmark's taut, disquieting drama about a dashing playwright, a stage actor's lover, and the Stasi agent assigned to monitor their loyalties. The
They
stakes
got a
couldn't
lot
be
of nerve.
higher, but the movie's emotional baseline is both muted and devastating. So I think they did put 1984 East Berlin. They made me, I don't know, 48. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's East Berlin in
Mm-hmm.
1984. It
84.
was. It
Okay.
was.
All right.
But you
Yeah,
know the
it's
problem is
89 it came down.
nobody gives a. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
They the most one of the most impressive regimes in history of the world, and you pick somebody who is so elite and protected to look at their lives.
Yeah.
Get
Okay.
the f out of here.
Okay. Number 47, Almost Famous, Cameron Crowe, 2000. Oh, I remember this film. I remember, oh my God, what a piece of garbage. I mean, this semi-autobiographical dramedy about rock and roll obsessed high school journalist
Once
goes on the
again,
road with a rising band.
once
That's like, oh,
again,
give me a
the
effing
white
break.
the white guy's life. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, this is
look
my
at me,
life.
my exciting life.
I
Oh,
see it. See what's
I'm
going
just
on.
I'm a high school student. I get to
That's
leave
right.
home and go travel with
I
a
get to
band.
go on the road with the
Get out of
band.
here. I want to know about your family life, such that your parents allowed you to leave home in high school to go on tour with a band.
With a
What the heck was
band.
going on there?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. That's
Nah,
the
I
real
don't even
story.
want. I don't even want to know that. I don't want to know
I
nothing else.
don't know. Are you
All
using
right.
Clearasil? What's going on?
So we have
yeah,
number 46 is Roma by Alfonso Cuarón. Again, I think second time on the list, the third time maybe. 2018.
Mhm.
This film I remember was up for an Oscar. I mean, it
Hmm.
got a lot of buzz. Put onto the list by John Lithgow, and I did not see it. It was on my list of two C's. Did anybody see it? And then if you did, what's your recommendation?
now that was the one that said that people started taking or saying they were going to take Netflix serious as a studio,
Hmm.
and I think it's again it's for their achievement, but no.
No. Okay. All
Mm-mm.
right. All right. Number 45, Moneyball, Bennett Miller, 2011. And this,
Nope.
of course,
No,
yeah.
no, no, no,
No. Okay. Okay. All right.
no.
Anybody else
Honorable
see it and think that it
mention.
was a yes? No. Okay.
Honorable mention.
Okay. Number
Nah,
Yeah,
44.
I
meatballs.
would. No, don't mention it. Don't. No.
Should be meatballs. They should have meatballs in there instead. Nope.
Yeah, okay. We have 44. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin
No.
Tarantino, 2019. I saw it in the theater and I say absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think
If
it
you
was
saw it
all
in the
over the
theater, you
place.
got robbed.
Yeah, it was all over the place. I did not think that it was
Good.
good. Yeah, I mean, it's Quentin Tarantino, and people came to see it because of Quentin
And
Tarantino
Brad Pitt.
and Brad Pitt, of course.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
next, the next,
and Leo.
Yep. And Leo DiCaprio.
I forgot about him. Okay,
Yep. He
that he
was
was
in.
in that too. All right. Number 43, Old Boy, the Korean version by Park Chan-wook from 2005.
Yes.
And I
And
have,
so that's the movie that you want to see if you miss the old Hong Kong movies from the 1970s.
oh boy.
That's what you want to see. Not that
Okay.
trash that Tarantino is dumpster diving into to get to put together
Okay.
to
All right.
show as movies.
Mhm.
You know,
Number 42 is The Master. Again, we see this name again. Paul Thomas Anderson, 2012. I do
no.
not know this film. Um, it is with Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen it?
It's about a Philip Seymour Hoffman plays a guy that gets sucked in, who is essentially L. Ron Hubbard, and
Mm,
Joaquin Phoenix is the guy that gets kind of sucked into early Scientology, and it's about how he's a devotee, but he finds out it's not quite what he thought it was going to be. So I
Mm,
would say, yeah, I would. It would be if I had a list and I had to put three more movies on it, I'd make that one of them.
That
okay,
sounds
well,
that
maybe
sounds
worth
kind of
taking a look
interesting.
at. It may,
Yeah, that sounds kind of
yeah.
interesting.
Okay. Number 41 is Amelie. I've heard of this film by Jean-Pierre Jeunet from 2001. Does anyone have any opinions of it? Because I know I did not see it.
It's French.
Okay,
Did it have explosions and car chases?
I
No,
think not.
Yeah, yeah. It happened at the same time. A car was chasing somebody and it exploded.
But they say that it says times are hard for dreamers. A character says in a surprise smash hit that's mainly remembered as a mashup of rom-com and magical effects. So I do not know.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going into the ticket thing and say one ticket for Emily, please. No, I'm not.
Okay. Number 40, Yi Yi by Edward Yang from the year 2000. I don't know this film, but it says multi-generational family epic written and directed by Edward Yang, balances sublime poetry with explosive drama. Has anyone heard of this film?
no.
One ticket for Yeye, please.
Okay, there you go. Okay, number 39, Lady Bird by Greta Gerwig from 2017. And my daughter loves this film. I like this film. I saw it with her. It would not make my top 100, but it was not an unpleasant film. I liked it, but it just would not make my top 100.
Yeah, second Greta Gerwig.
Absolutely. And so, anybody else have any opinions about it? Anybody else see it? No? Okay. Number 38, Portrait of a Lady on Fire by Celine Sciamma from 2019. And so, this is a historical drama.
Is the lady on fire? Actually on fire?
She actually is in this picture I've seen. She is
Oh
burning
wow!
up. Her dress is burning up. And she's just walking and she's just looking at it too. It's just burning up.
Yeah, that
So
goes
there
see
we
that.
go. So I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. All right, here we go. Number 37, Call Me By Your Name. Luca Guadagnino from 2017. This is that Timothy Chalamet film. They say it's his breakout role. Some grown ass man trying to go out with some teenage boy, make you want to vomit. No,
Yeah, well,
absolutely not.
it was the last film you can admit that you actually watched with Army Hammer that you can say, yes, I saw him in that. So
Before he started
that's
eating people. Before you knew that he was eating people.
I'm sorry, but I think that any film like this, and I think people want to think that it is romantic when actually it's just abuse. It's like abuse painted as romance. I don't like it.
See Manhattan.
I do not
See,
like films. Yeah,
see Woody
I don't
Allen's
like
Manhattan.
films
Yeah.
where they try to paint these relationships between grown ass men and boys or grown ass men and girls as something romantic when it's about power dynamics, and I don't
Once
like
again,
it.
the white man's point of view.
Yeah, no,
That's what
thank
it is.
you. No, thank you. We have number 36, A Serious Man. Ethan Cohen and Joel Cohen, 2009. I do not know this film. Has anyone seen this? I've never seen it. Anybody here seen this film?
Mhm.
I don't have an opinion. I don't know anything about it. We go up to the next film, which is called A Prophet. Jacques Audiard from 2010. Does anyone know this? This said teenager is sent to prison and emerges a hardened criminal.
Wait a minute,
Jacques Audiard.
you're breaking up.
Can you hear me now? No?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Okay, it says a teenager is sent to prison and emerges a hardened criminal. But Jacques Audiard is all about specifics, even deploying iris shots to direct our attention as Malik, an illiterate French teenager of Arab descent, uses his smarts not just to get by, but to get ahead. So I have not seen this film. Has
I
anyone
would
else
check
seen the
that. I
film?
would check that out. I didn't see it, no, but I would check that out.
hmm
That sounds interesting to me.
And they were saying that that Malik, a terrifically subtle Tahir Rahim, is also a stand-in for young Muslims dealing with prejudice and lack of opportunity in France's Valniques. In the years since this drama's release, it has only grown more relevant. So maybe this is one that we should want to take a look at.
Yeah, I would check that out.
Mhm. Number 34, Wally. Andrew
Hell
Stanton,
no.
2008. Now, again, one of the reasons we say no to this is because either we haven't done the entire list, we will say that flow is not on the list that won the Academy Award this year for Best Animation, which is deserving of that. And none of these films, like Wall-E, Ratatouille, come close.
Wait a minute. Wally
Uh,
is number what?
34, Wall-E.
Wally is good, but it was not better than Black Panther.
Absolutely. I'm like, what the heck?
It
Wait,
wasn't
wait,
even better than Flow. It wasn't even better than Flow.
Which
wait a
was not
Wally
minute.
close at all.
I have a special guest that agrees that Wally was good. Yes, it was good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. There you go. Number 33 is Separation, Asghar Farhadi in 2011. And it's a
Nah,
couple in Tehran, mid breakup, but a judge denied the divorce application.
nah.
So this is, I don't know, maybe interesting, maybe good. I've not seen it. Has anyone else seen this, A Separation?
Mhm.
No? No. Okay. Number 32, which should not be on the list, but it's the effing funny movie, Bridesmaids, by Paul Feig in 2011. That is a funny film. But I don't think it should make the list of 100 best films
It
since
should
the
be
year
on the
Well,
same
2000.
list. It should be on the same
well,
list with Anchorman.
well,
I mean, go on.
I think Bridesmaids makes the list because it was a raunchy female comedy and nobody
Yes.
ever done that before, and so it made the list for the historical significance. But that's about it.
Okay. I mean, I would understand that the raunchy female comedy thing, but it's still, I don't know if it's good enough to make the list. But I still liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, I think the thing at the end with them bringing ABBA to the what you call it, I thought, okay, y'all, that's no, thank you. Just no. All right, number
Mm,
31, The Departed, Martin Scorsese, 2006. I liked a lot of The Departed. Parts of it I did not like. I think that if I had a space left at the end of my list, to fill up my 100, it might make it onto the list.
Now this is the movie about Whitey Bulger in
Yeah,
right.
real.
Boston, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I like this movie.
I liked
I
it.
put it on the list.
Okay,
No,
and this,
yeah,
yeah,
I would put it on my list.
yeah. Number 30 is
Yeah.
Lost in Translation, and again, okay, the Sofia Coppola, 2003, would not make my list. Again, white man fantasy. Some aging old white man thinks that some young ingenue is gonna be wanting to hook up with him. Get real. Come on. Come on. They said this is Bill Murray's, breakout role and this, and it says, what? Trash. I'm sorry.
Well, I
Get
think it's
out
the
of
only
here.
Bill Murray movie that his co-stars have not trashed him about. So I think that's probably why I made the list.
But still, again, we have this film. I get that same, you know, uh, white man fantasy film. A middle age white man fantasy film. It's like, why don't you just put wings on the girl, and just go all the way with this fantasy? Come on, come on. Okay, number 29 is Arrival, Denis Villeneuve in 2016. I really like this film. Again, if I had space at the bottom of my list for 200, this might make my list of 100. This
Yeah.
might make it. Amy Adams, I thought the what do you call it, the time loop thing of it, I thought was very interesting. I really liked it. And it would maybe make my list. It would maybe make my list.
Yeah,
Um,
I maybe would put it on the list if I had a spot left, but
okay. All right. All right. And number 28 is The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan, 2008. It would make my list.
yeah.
And Otto said it would not make his. He said his would be the one that had Bane in it. He said that one would make his list, not this one. But I like this one.
There was somebody else that did a YouTube video that said that was probably better than people remember it and everything.
Hmm.
Although it has some things that were real head scratchers, like you mentioned, lure all the police officers in Gotham City into the sewer and then lock them in there. So
I know, crazy, but
Yeah, I wouldn't make my
number
list.
yeah.
The one with
Okay.
Bane would make my list.
Yeah.
With Bruce Wayne, he broke his back and had him and threw him in that cell. Yeah,
Hmm.
that would make my list.
Okay. All right. Number 27, adaptation. by Spike Jones, 2002. This would not make my list. I do not like
I
Charlie Kaufman films. I do not like Charlie Kaufman.
I
I do
put it
not
on
like
the list.
I do not like Hollywood Insider films at all because they're not good. It's a whole bunch of navel gazing. I've rarely seen one that I like, and I definitely don't like this. So no, absolutely not. And I mean, I know for you, Cranston, it makes your list.
Yeah.
How about you, James? Out
No,
of
I like Hollywood insider movies. I think the greatest of them all was Sunset Boulevard. This movie I've never seen though.
I'll have okay. Let me back up and say any recent film regarding Hollywood insiders, starting
Uh,
with The Player, which I thought was absolute trash. Um, Again, a bunch of navel gazing by people in Hollywood, and they watch these films. And of course, because as Cranston said, this is their
Mhm.
industry awards, so they're voting industry awards, and not anything that is of interest to regular people who pay money to go to see movies. So I do not like Hollywood Insider films for that reason because they try, they oh boy, look at this, they're saying that, they're doing that. This is the thing I did, or say nobody knows about that garbage and nobody cares. Just make the goddamn movie and make it good and stop.
yeah,
We don't want. I mean, you don't need to see what the behind the scenes stuff was that you all did. Don't care. Don't care at all.
yeah. Well,
Get done.
yeah, you find the same thing in the art world. I remember for 10 years I had to deal with people that did conceptual art, which to me was a joke.
But the thing is that within that world, they are making decisions themselves about what it is that they find to be worthy. And just like this, these are films that people, the Hollywood insiders, they write them and they decide what is worthy. But I think it's certainly not worthy of my time to be watching these films. Um, if you all want to, have a pajama party and bring, your little house reels in there and watch them and titter amongst yourselves about, oh, how wonderful that was. Well, I remember doing that pitch session. It's like, come on. Why are we interested in that? Why? We're not. So just stop making those films. Okay, number 26, Anatomy of a Fall by Justine Triet in 2023. I do not know. I've heard of the film. I did not see it. Has anyone seen it? Anybody?
Mm,
Anatomy of a Fall?
no.
No,
They said it's not quite a he said, she said. The defenestrated husband in question is several minutes in already dead. Justine, so it's a killing thing. Did she or didn't she? Number 25, Phantom Thread. Again, Paul Thomas Anderson,
Mm.
2017. We see this name many, many times, which goes to show, again, this is like Hollywood insiders choosing other Hollywood
Well, this
insiders.
very interesting list because this list basically tells me that these 100 films are good. This is what the next 100 films in Hollywood is. This is what it's going to be like.
Yeah,
The same
same
crap.
old, same old.
Mm.
Same old, same old.
And
Okay, another
also
one.
because it was Daniel Day Lewis, so
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Number 24, Her, Spike Jones, 2013. I did not see but like half of this. I didn't finish.
I
And
finished it.
and
honorable mention.
honorable mention.
To me, it
Yeah, I
wouldn't even
mean,
get there.
yeah. I mean, I thought, really, come on, y'all, come on.
Scarlett
So
Johansson too.
yeah, 23, Boyhood, Richard Linklater in 2014.
Linklater
Um,
again.
no, another person who makes these lists multiple times. I think a lot of these
Linklater again.
people
Start to
choose
see a
these.
pattern.
Yeah, they choose people who they say, well, if I choose this person, nobody is going to blame or judge me. And that's what
Mhm.
this sounds like to me. A lot of these now look like that. Number 22, Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson. I like
See a
some things that
pattern.
Wes Anderson does, but I don't remember seeing Grand Budapest Hotel.
It was
I
kind of
saw it.
like high class slapstick.
I
Mm,
saw it. Yeah.
and
Nope.
No.
okay,
Like Cranston said, sort of high
uh,
class. Like Lauren Hardy for caviar.
mm-hmm. And we go again, keep going. Number 21, The Royal Tannenbaums, Wes Anderson.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, a
Nope.
lot of people liked this film, and I think
Eh,
first thing for image and color, I think is the thing with Wes Anderson. He does a lot with color, but I did
Why
not
does he try
get
to do
through
something with
this.
a story?
Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Number
yeah.
20, The Wolf of Wall Street, Martin Scorsese, 2013. Again, another Scorsese piece.
Oh,
Um,
hated that movie.
yeah. Again,
I mean, some movies I don't like, and some movies I could do without. Some on this list I didn't even see,
mhm.
but this one the list is hate for me.
Well, again, it's like the concept of the movie Wall Street, where the concept is that Gordon Gekko is a bad guy, and this thing is like people just all in for
You know
that
what it is?
lifestyle. You
What it
know?
is? B and C level white boys who trying to make it to the A level
Yeah,
and try to make their life exciting.
yeah.
Trash. It's like somebody from Queens trying to make it big on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Trash.
Right. We have number 19, Zodiac, David Fincher, 2007. And again, I mean, this just has it was starring Jake Gyllenhaal
I like
and
Fincher. I like
Fincher. Of course, you
Fincher. I
like
like
Fincher.
serial kill. I like serial killers that like Fincher, but not this.
And
Nah,
also,
I
Robert
liked
Downey
it.
Jr. was in this one too. So
But I'm saying that if I was going to pick a Gyllenhaal film, and I guess this one was probably before this, I'm not sure. But what's the name of it? Nightcrawler with
yeah,
Gyllenhaal, I thought was much better film.
Well,
You
I
know?
think James likes Zodiac.
Yeah,
or
Yeah, I
Horse
didn't have a
Code.
problem with it. I
yeah.
didn't
But
have
would
a
it make your
problem.
top? What would it make your top 100?
Well, I mean, if we go by this list, I don't even have a top 20 right about now.
Okay. Okay, number 18, Y tu mamá también, Alfonso
Oh,
Cuarón in 2002.
No.
My daughter says she likes this a lot. I have not seen it, but since she, gave such a glowing review to it, I want to
I'll
watch it.
take another look at it. I saw it.
Yeah,
I didn't care for it too
okay.
much.
What is it about? What is it about?
it's a Alfonso Cuarón film. It says it is lust, class, male friendship, mortality, but mainly lust. Sex is all that high schoolers Tenoch, Diego Luna, and Julio Gael Garcia Bernal seem to live for, with their girlfriends, with each other's girlfriends, with an alluring in-law who inspires a road trip on a beach. Cuarón shoots
Okay,
sex the way his characters feel it.
yeah,
All
I
consuming, the weight of the world, blah blah. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm not gonna pass judgment because from what it sounds, I'm not even in that demographic.
Okay, there we go. Me
Yeah,
either.
you
There.
are.
and
No.
At
that's
least you
three
were
for
back in
Huron.
2002.
Mm-hmm.
2002, you were.
Okay. Number 17, Brokeback Mountain, Ang Lee, 2005. It would not make my list. I saw the film. So, okay, it's a good film, for what it was. But no, it wouldn't make my list. It does
Once
not make my
again,
top 100.
tell the
Heath
story
Ledger,
from
Heath
one
Ledger,
perspective.
yeah, and Jake Gyllenhaal by themselves do not make it into a great film.
They try to make it into the new like Butch Cassidy and Sundance kid
Not
for
not
the
exactly.
for the
I
Nah,
quiz
always
crowd.
feel
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain was not so much a Hallmark movie for men, but it was a Hallmark movie with men.
I mean,
Yeah.
I saw the second half, I guess the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was intrigued with that. But I tend to think that that movie was overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
It
agree.
was.
I think
It
it was
had
Ang
too
Lee
many.
trying to make his push into the American market.
Ang Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It had too many convenient coincidences to say,
Yeah.
well, okay,
Yeah.
so no.
Number 16, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang Lee from 2000. And I say, absolutely. What a fantastic film.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I love
And
this
the bit
film.
I was thinking about that movie is that you have to see it. You can't see it in English. You have to see it with not dubbed but with subtitles.
Yeah, to listen to the voices of the actors is really great. Number 15, City of God, Fernando Mireles in 2003. I don't know this film, but it sounds terrible. A teenager forces a younger. I mean, no, this is you see what it says. A teenager forces a younger teenager to kill an even younger child. The victim cowers inside a fence patio that resembles a playpen. Nearby sobs another child. Looks about 5. He's been shot in the foot to send a message, but also for fun. I don't want to watch stuff like that where they're showing like look black kids in Rio de Janeiro slums doing these type of stuff to each other. To me, it's
Oh.
like pure in interest
From
for. I mean,
whites
would they
from a
make
white
this?
person
Would
perspective.
they make this film about kids in somewhere in Great Britain, Anglo kids,
They'll make
Britain
it.
or
They'll
Ireland?
make it about it. Bedford Stuyvesant. They would.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because this is what they think of you. This is what you would do, how you would act. And so, no, no thanks. Number 14, Inglorious Bastards, Quentin Tarantino from 2009. No,
I
no,
like the clips
no.
better than the movie.
Nah,
Yeah.
I see my thing when you kind of alter history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay, but I just don't like the altering of history. Although I did like what's his name, Waltz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked his acting
He's an
in that.
excellent actor. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Number 13, Children of Men, Alfonso Cuarón, yet again, 2006. I like this film.
Yeah.
So years ago, when I first got, I, mean, I really like this film, and it might make my top 100, maybe at the very bottom, but I did like the film. Number 12, Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer, 2023. I did not see this film. Did anyone see this?
Now, there's a lot of buzz about it, but no. Also, a lot of these were like came out during the pandemic, so that's why a lot of people didn't make it
That
into a
too.
theater
Nah,
to see.
I just wasn't in the zone and I wasn't interested.
Oh, there we go. Not in the zone to the zone. Number 11, Mad Max Fury Road, George Miller, 2015.
No,
I have no idea why this makes the list at
Why
all.
is that on
no.
their list?
At all. At all. I do not know. I have no
Somebody made a
idea.
mistake.
I know.
The
Maybe.
reason it made the list is because George Miller is and Christopher Nolan do things practical and not a lot of CGI. So the idea was that you had to put all these wrap trap trucks together and stuff, and you filmed it live. So that was it. But no,
Why do you
Again,
put some
again,
effort to telling the story?
right, but again, it's from the perspective of the Hollywood insiders that they give these things, kudos, but I don't see it at all.
Well, I think it's not just that. I think it's Hollywood. They tend to reboot, reimagine,
Mm-hmm.
remake stuff, and they don't try anything new. They
Mm-hmm.
because of the money,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
basically.
the same. It's the
Exactly.
same
Same
shit all
things
the time.
over and over.
Yeah, the
Over
same
and over.
reason why you have them on Broadway. You got Oklahoma and he gets it
Right,
done
right.
over and over.
And that's why we got yet another Superman movie.
Yeah.
Yet again. Yet
I
again.
mean, what the hell?
How many times do we need to see the story?
Unless,
You know?
unless Superman, unless Superman's wearing his cape backward or got it, like wearing brown boots or something. There's nothing you can tell.
Brown
You know what?
boots.
Yeah, like there's nothing new you can tell me about any of this.
Yeah.
Nothing you knew.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing new.
Okay, I could get down to the top 10. Number 10, The Social Network, David Fincher, 2010.
Hell no.
And, I would say that I like Jesse Eisenberg as an actor.
I like Fincher.
And like Fincher, but I do not like this film.
No.
Nah,
well-
that's that was about Facebook, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Making
Well,
a hero out of Zuckerberg.
To me,
Yeah.
to me, that's just the Skynet prequel.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
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 Well,
I'm sorry. I got to go back to that Coen Brothers film. Oh, brother.
Okay, well, number 9, Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki from 2002.
I don't know it.
This
I don't
is
know
this is a good film, a good animated film. Um,
What's called Spirited Away?
Spirited Away.
I may check it out. It sounds kind of good.
Yeah, it's a good film, and I think if you're gonna have an animated film on the list, Spirited Away makes the list. I mean, there's some other ones as well that don't make the list that should have possibly made the list, definitely over things like Up.
Yeah.
But I think if something does make it, that is
Yeah.
an
the rea-
iconic
and,
film.
And the reason I dislike Up and stuff
Mhm.
like that and Wally and all that stuff
Mhm.
is because it's so, excuse my language, it's so goddamn generic.
And
It's so
and again,
goddamn
it is
generic.
and again it is emotional porn, and that's another reason why it is calculated to make you feel a certain way by displaying certain images that they believe that they can grab enough universal tears for.
And
You
put
know
it in a cartoon.
exactly. Okay, number 8, Get Out, Jordan Peele, 2017. This makes my list.
Yeah.
This makes my list. I think it's an interesting concept, well developed. He was fortunate that the first reviewers poo pooed his original ending, which would have had the character in jail. And the people said absolutely not. And so they had to do a different ending, which is the only reason this film eventually makes it to the top because he did not fall into the trap of doing the thing like have the person end up in prison. So I thought, yes, very good. Number 7, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Michael Gondry from 2004. Now, if you all recall, as I recall back in the day, this film got panned back when it originally came out. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because Jim Carrey was in it and people could not see him in this serious role.
Jim Carrey was not liked at all.
Yeah. And also because it's got a screenplay by by Charlie Kaufman, I'm worried about it. You know, that's not something that I think. I mean, I don't know. I have to see it. I started watching at one point. I did not finish. I will see whether or not it is deserving. But again, Charlie Kaufman, that makes me already. I'm turning for the door.
Yep.
So
Well, that's also been a gamble in Hollywood with comedians turning serious.
hmm
You
Yeah.
know, some can pull it off, some can't.
yeah,
Right.
I can remember the finally I accepted Jerry Lewis as a serious actor. Believe it or not, is when he did a episode of Law and Order.
huh,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
other than
someone wake Sonya up on mute her because she's like,
But then, but look, Robert Williams.
Robert
yeah,
Williams. Yeah, he was able to make the transition very
Eddie
well.
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy makes the
yeah.
transition very well. And okay, we'll keep going because we got to go quickly to our own things that we're doing. We have No Country for Old Men is number 6. Anybody have an opinion regarding that?
I
I
don't
would put
have
it
a
in
problem
there.
with that. Not that high up, but I liked it.
I gotta say,
Don't everybody answer at once.
I mean, well, from my position, I could not stand this film. The only Josh Brolin was great, Woody Harrelson was great, but I do not like this film. I just because I don't like films where people do things that are not logical. You know what this person is, Woody Harrelson character whose name I don't remember. So why in the world? Why in the world you let this person come up on you like that?
I,
Why?
yeah,
Why? Why?
I totally agree with that. That was
That makes no sense.
yeah, it didn't make sense because you know how this person is.
Yeah.
Why would you even go meet with him or
I would
anything
not
like
be in no kind of closed up space with that man for
exactly,
no
exactly.
reason. If if I'm
I agree.
outside, really bad diarrhea, he's got the only bathroom to get
Yeah,
ready to crap the bed or
or
whatever. That's
I'm
gonna happen.
I'm gonna get a
No,
rifle with a scope
no.
and take him out from long distance.
Yeah, no thanks. Number 5, Moonlight, Barry Jenkins, 2016, which got, of course, Oscar nominations and Oscar, also an Oscar, didn't it?
Yep,
And
that
I
one.
did, I did not see this film. I had no interest in seeing this film. I like Barry Jenkins as a director, but I had no interest in seeing the film. Many people that I know saw it, but no, not me. No interest at all. I mean, I have a certain feeling about the way this was put out there, that there is a way that people write a certain type of film using black women as this horrible, black mothers, as these horrible individuals who berate and abuse their children. And I guess they figured it worked for what's that thing about Sapphire Precious with Precious, so why not me? I get to get another kick a black woman in the guts film. No thanks. No thanks. I am not about that. I'm not venerating those types of films at the expense of black women. No, thank you. So no. I mean, I know a lot of people liked it, but no, I am not in the position uh, saying how wonderful this film is that they use to step on black women's backs in order to elevate other people. You
And to
know,
accept an Oscar too. They got an Oscar for that.
yeah, 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 goody for them. But no, it does not make my
That
list
was that
at
big
all.
confusion. Remember that big confusion?
Yeah,
Remember that big confusion about yeah.
yeah. Was that the one?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So number four, In the Mood for Love, Wong Kar-wai, 2001. I have not seen it, but my daughter says it's really good. So I put it on my list and check it out because I don't know it. Anybody else seen it?
Mm.
No.
Okay. All right. Number three, Paul Thomas Anderson. Oh my gosh. Who is that guy? I've never heard this name before. 2007. And the film is There Will Be Blood, which Otto loved and which I am like really on the fence with. I think that Daniel Day-Lewis was way over the top in this film.
Yeah, I
The
yeah.
lot of the lot of the supporting actors were quite excellent, but
No,
I thought,
I love that film.
yeah,
I
so
love it.
you and Otto sit there and hold hands
Yeah,
and
I like
titter
that
like
film.
and titter like
It's
little girls about how much you like this film.
no, it's
Yeah,
it's
go on, go
it's
on.
brutal. It's
Yeah.
brutal. It's brutal film, and I like
I
brutal
again,
film.
and I know you like it, but again, Daniel Day Lewis is over the top in
Well,
this
I
film.
like brutal films.
yeah, and I think that's what made the film with him going over the top because
No, it just made me go like, come on now, come on.
No, I like films like that with brutality. That's why on this list I like The Departed. I like There Will Be Blood. Films like that that show the rough side of life.
Mm,
I like those kind of films like that.
mhm. All
I
yeah.
right,
don't like a
So
film
okay,
that show.
all
Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
Moving on. Mulholland Drive is number two. David Lynch, 2001. This film does not deserve to be on the list. I've
No.
seen this film multiple times, because I couldn't get through it the first time, but I saw it all the way through. There's a part of it that, I mean, I think the timing thing, that weird ghost story kind of like timing thing on it, is what makes it interesting, but not so interesting that it makes the top 100.
okay, I barely. That's with Nick Nolte.
I don't know. Is he in this? I don't even remember him. I mean, Naomi Watts in this.
It could have been in the film. I have no idea. I didn't particularly care for the film that much,
Yeah,
and
I
it
saw
doesn't
it.
doesn't belong to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. It
Yeah.
just it doesn't belong in the top 100 at all.
I
I
saw
think
it
it
a
was an
while back.
interesting.
Can't remember.
It is an
Really.
interesting film because of what it does and looks like, and I think the plot was an interesting thing. How the timing is interesting, but no, I would not put it on the top of my list. Number
Wait a minute, you breaking up?
You're gone. What happened?
I have no idea why I muted. I don't know what that happened.
I
But
don't know.
number one is Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, 2019. I think
Number
Parasite would be on my list.
number one,
Yeah, it's Parasite,
jumping
2019.
Jiminy, you to say we went got all the way through this list for
To get to
number
that.
one to be Parasite.
Yeah, that's number one, Parasite. And
You know?
yeah, I mean, I really like Parasite, but I got to tell you, if you're watching any type of K dramas that or Korean films, Parasite is just kind of like an average one. I mean,
Well, you know
it's
what
not.
though? I don't know if it should be number one, but once again, the rough side of life kind of look. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, I do
I
like
put it
that.
same category as There Would Be Blood and The Departed and all that.
Hmm.
Well,
Well, the other
this is
thing
a
is,
cornucopia of disappointment.
Yes,
yeah. And the
yes.
other thing about Parasite is I think it's too recent
Hmm.
to really have that kind of judgment because 10 years
Right,
from now, it'll probably be lower on the list because
You
some
think
right.
so?
things will come out.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm
Well,
going to say
well,
this. We only got just right now. We have 15 minutes left of showtime before we have to get off. But I want to hurry up and go through and let everybody say, based on this list, those are in on it, not on it. What would your top 10 look like for your 100? What do your top 10 look like in your top 100?
Let's
I'll go
see.
first because I'm going first because I'll give y'all time to think, and I already have a list. All right.
I have a list too. I
Oh,
have
okay,
a
go ahead, go
list.
ahead. Go ahead, James.
I
Go
have a
ahead.
list
Go
too.
ahead, James. Go ahead.
No, well. First of all, this list that I made up real quick, and it's not even top 10. Okay, but it would be pending because some of these movies that we mentioned I haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm quite sure I saw Mulholland Drive,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't remember. I think it has
Mm-hmm.
something to do with water or something like that. You
No,
know,
you thinking
it,
No, you
Chinatown.
take the two Jakes.
no, this is Mulholland Drive. I think it has something to do with in Los Angeles they were shifting the water.
That's the two Jakes.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Well
that's
then I
Chinatown thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
All
Well
right.
I
This
stand.
is about the actresses.
Oh, okay. Then it's not that. It's not that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, like I said, the 2000s. First, we got to understand this real quick.
You know what? You only have about 2 minutes, and you're wasted a whole hell
Man,
of a lot of
man,
it on
we got
preamble.
10
But no, I
movies.
think what I'm going to say is important is that we got to understand that the people that compiled this list and the popularity of some of these films is from a different demographic from us.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, I would say, of course, Whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you still ain't answered my question, Otto. Of course, Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I liked it, and I had got a copy from a friend that's a member of the Screen Actors Grill. Even though the movie was basically bullshit based on
Mm-hmm.
lies, The Irishman.
Mm.
Okay, and I would say Watchmen, and going into the genre, I guess the Avengers movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody else ready to make their reveal? Big reveal?
I I can.
Okay, go on. Otto.
Okay. I like Kung Fu Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I like Megan.
Ah.
I like
Mm-hmm.
Megan. I like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Megan. I like Flow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also like what's the name of the movie? Oh, I like Black Panther, of course.
Yep.
I also like those are my top ones,
Okay.
like on top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sonia, do you have
I
yours?
forgot one more
Uh-huh.
R.
Yeah, absolutely. Sonia.
No order particular.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther, Into the Spider Verse, um, all the other Avenger movies as a group. I like the concepts and things like that. I had another one and I lost it. I'll come back. Yeah, those are the
Mm-hmm.
only ones. Oh God, I've lost the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember right now. I
Oh,
had another. I had two more and I can't remember.
okay. We got a few minutes, so we'll get on through Cranston's mind, and then we'll come circle back.
Okay,
Cranston.
I don't think I could get 10 off of this list, but I will
Mm-hmm.
include, of course, Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I will include Inception, but not Interstellar. Um, I would go with Wale was actually pretty good. Is pretty good. No Country for Old Men, and one other. And I'll come back. I'll remember 2 hours from now. But yeah.
Okay. All right. For my list, and again, no particular order. If Beale Street Could Talk, Barry Jenkins did a
Ooh.
beautiful job on that film, and that would make my list. Black Panther, of course. Kung Fu Hustle, without a doubt, maybe one or two on my list. And a lot of people give a lot of kudos to Shaolin Soccer, not even close. Kung Fu Hustle is a far superior film. If you have never seen it, you must see it. Blow makes my list. The animation Oscar winner for this past year. Blue Skies with Jessica Lange and Tommy Lee Jones in a film that deals with energy and psychological trauma and growing older, and life not turning out exactly the way that you want it. But yeah, and I really enjoyed that film. Hidden Figures would make my list. I
Hmm.
thought it was a lovely film. First time in my life I stood up in a movie theater and gave a film a standing ovation along with everybody else in that theater. What a great effing film. Inception makes my list. Whiplash makes my list. RRR, absolutely, probably one of the best films ever made. I mean, 3 hours. Started watching it at 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday night, and stay and watch the whole thing. That is one of the best films ever made. If you have not watched it, you have got to get it in front of you and see it. What a magnificent, magnificent film. So those of you who said that I had another one, I forgot this or that one, or other, you want to come back and hit it.
Yeah,
uh
Hidden Figures was one on my list.
yes, yeah, absolutely fantastic.
And I still can't remember the other one.
Cranston, did you have another one that you wanted to bring out?
No.
Otto, anything?
No, that's pretty much. I think either, like you and Sonia said, Hidden Figures and If Beale Street Could Talk is very underrated.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Dolomite is the last one. Dolomite is the last
Dolomite.
one on my top 100. Never got the due that it should have. What a great film. Eddie Murphy did such a fantastic job in Dolomite. It was, and you talk about somebody that's the only outsider, Hollywood outsider film.
Instead of
What
an
an
insider. Instead of
excellent
the
film. Yeah.
insider.
It's an insider Hollywood outsider film. What an excellent film. I mean, it was, I was furious that Eddie Murphy was not given a nomination. His
Not take
nothing to that film. It was
it's the
fantastic.
same way that Jim Carrey was thought about when he did that Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But
Nobody
Eddie Murphy got nothing for it, and he did such an excellent job on that film. Such an excellent job. Anybody else? Did anybody not see Dolomite or seen Dolomite? But that definitely makes my top 100, and I'm stunned that it was just given such short shrift.
I'm not stunned. I mean,
No,
I look at
I
this list.
saw
I'm
it.
not stunned.
I
Mhm.
saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
would say, I would
I'm
say, and
not
also
stunned with this
everybody,
list.
what I would like if you have time, the inclination, just shoot me your listing of your top 10 because I'd like to go ahead and post those on our Facebook page.
And Penelope, I don't know how much time you got left, but this list just shows to me.
Hmm.
It shows me what Hollywood is all about and what kind of films we can expect in the future.
I think you're probably right. And if we don't want to see more of this schlock that they've listed, we got to get into high gear and start being more vocal about what it is
And
that we really don't
I
like.
think, and I'm here I come, as James said, Mr. Cynical. I think these 100 films is what you got, is what you going is
It
what
may
you
not be
going
what you wanted, but
to
it's what you
what
got.
you're gonna get. You
What you're
didn't
gonna
ask
get.
for it,
Yeah,
but
that's what
it's
you're
what
gonna
you're gonna
get.
get.
Yeah, because part of it, these films, like you said, Hollywood insiders and other parts are demographics that we don't belong to. I mean,
Right.
that's why 4 o'clock
It's the
is
same damn film.
what
Hmm.
is what I'm saying. And Hollywood likes to play it safe.
Yep.
That's
It's
why
the same
early in
damn
the,
film by the
yeah,
same damn actors using the
right.
same by the same damn directors saying the same damn thing
And
over
they
and over again.
and they're
All
gonna
right.
do as long as it makes money for
Oh,
them.
Creed is another film
That's
I
the one you
think you're
wanted
gonna.
to put on the list. All
Okay.
right.
And none for nothing, I had saw Sinner. Okay, that film was the bomb.
Yeah, and Sinners should probably also make the list. But again, it's really new. But I do think that it is done stuff that is so different and interesting, and that it should, be on the list. It would be on the list of my top 100. I would not mind seeing that if I was in eternity and had to watch it over and over. But we're right now in the last few minutes of the show. Nikki just jumped on, and I was going to ask you, do you have like a top 10 films that you would like to say would be in your top 100 of your top 10?
No,
Okay,
no.
be quiet. Nikki, do you have anything? Hello? Okay, she's muted. Nikki? Oh, she's muted. Okay. All right.
Unmute
Well,
her. Unmute
okay,
her.
I tried, and it would not
Oh,
unmute.
okay.
She's got to do it from her
Oh,
side.
Creed.
Creed,
That's
okay,
it,
yeah.
Creed.
Okay, there she is, Nikki. Do you
Yeah.
have any films that you would say would be in your top 10 of your top 100?
Okay.
You
Something
got 1
not
minute.
right.
We can hear you.
All right. I'm here, and
Okay,
no, there's no movies that I put. No.
in your top
Mm-mm.
100. Not one
Not
film.
even.
Not even
Not even.
Claudine.
Huh?
Not even Claudine.
That
Was
was
That's the way of the
good.
world? No? Okay, sorry. I was kidding. I
That
was
was.
just kidding. Okay.
No.
Well, we're down to our last 5 minutes. We got to
How
jump
about
off
doing
because
a
we got to close
mashup
it out.
of Claudine and That's Way of the World?
Okay, we'll do that. All right, y'all. So
That's the way of Claudine's world.
thank you very much for joining us this week for this show.
Bye,
Be back
Otto.
again next week with more discussions from the Otherhood. Take care of yourselves. Check on our Facebook page for follow-ups. Don't forget on YouTube to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much. Be back again next week. Take care of yourselves. Hasta la vista.